Earlier we spoke to Geno Teofilo, the head of communications at the Norwegian Refugee Council in East Africa. He shared his views on the impact of drought in the East Africa region.
The situation in East Africa is definitely serious, and it's getting more critical. We have several countries which are badly affected. This includes eastern Ethiopia, northern Kenya, Uganda, and the worst affected is Somalia. In Somalia alone, there are 2.6 million people who are affected. They've fled their homes due to drought, not only the current drought, but also past droughts and due to conflict. So we have all of these people who are surviving in makeshift camps and makeshift shelters. They're short on food, short on water, and there is some aid reaching these areas, but there is not enough aid to go around. So the crisis is expected to get worse. Climate change is definitely one of the problems that we're seeing, which is making this situation worse. I've spoke to older Somalis who've told me, yes, when I was a child, there would be a drought like every 8 years. Now it seems like there's a drought every other year. The droughts are getting more frequent, but also deforestation is a serious problem. For example, in Somalia, when you've had so many people flee their homes, you have people now they're taking shelter somewhere. Well, they need to cook and keep warm, so they cut down all the trees. And also there's the charcoal business. That has led to deforestation as well. So these have created a vicious cycle of making things worse. There's been conflict in Somalia for so long, and there's been increasing frequency of droughts, so this is making the situation worse. Well, planting trees, of course, would help to reverse the desertification, but that wouldn't help the families who fled their homes much. What would help more is doing programs which are called resilience programs. So these help communities to survive droughts, to stay in their communities. Norwegian Refugee Council, we are doing some programs like this, which include solar-powered wells, which are bringing water to not one but several villages. So this way they're able to stay healthier and to survive better. Other very important programs include agricultural support for programs such as drought-resistant crops. So if you are giving farmers who have lost all their crops, you give them drought-resistant seeds, you give them fertilizers, they are able to replant. That way they don't have to borrow money and go into debt. So they are able to get the next crop growing, and they are able to survive better.